In today's tutorial, I'm recreating the makeup from the movie Carved. This movie is centered around the Japanese urban legend of the Kuchisake Onna, also known as the slit-mouthed woman. And this legend is based on a woman who was mutilated by her husband after he found out she was cheating on him. If you'd like to check out this movie, it is available on Shudder, and I've teamed up with Shudder to tell you about their service. Shudder is a new kind of streaming video service devoted to the best horror movies available from around the world. New content is added weekly, including films and series exclusive to Shudder. And the best part is it's only $4.99 a month. Shudder has a huge selection of content that's organized by both monster and subgenre, so there's something for every horror fan to enjoy. You can search for zombies, vampires, ghosts, slashers, thrillers, or even horror comedy. And Shudder is available on the web, iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, and Chromecast. Shudder wants to offer you guys a free month of service just in time for Halloween, so you can check out a bunch of cool horror films. Check out the description box below for the promo code for your free month. Otherwise, let's get this slit-mouthed woman tutorial started. I started this one off by sculpting the slit mouth using 3rd degree silicone modeling compound. And I sculpted this onto my life cast. I like to do this onto my life cast because I can see exactly what I'm doing and I feel like I get a better result. But this is a very simple sculpt, so you could sculpt it onto a flat surface or even directly onto your face. I mixed up equal parts of both A and B of the 3rd degree and added a tiny drop of my foundation to color it to my skin tone. And I also used a bit of a silicone thickener to increase the viscosity of the 3rd degree. You don't have to do this if you don't have it, but I found it was a little easier to sculpt when the 3rd degree was thicker. And at this point I just started laying the 3rd degree down onto the life cast, and then I began sculpting it with a brush. And to keep the silicone from sticking to the brush, I dipped it down into a bit of alcohol. That way it's really easy to smooth out the 3rd degree and you don't ruin your brush. About 4 minutes in, the 3rd degree reaches a sweet spot, and this is the point where I like to take an orange stipple sponge dipped in alcohol and lightly dab it across the 3rd degree to give it a skin texture. Once the 3rd degree was set, I pulled it off the life cast and placed it onto my face. Then I placed a little bit of powder around it just to give me an outline of where to apply the glue. Then I applied a thin layer of prosthetic to that area that I've mapped out with the powder. Next, I placed the prosthetic onto my skin, making sure to line it up with the powder line. Then I pressed it down into my skin to make sure it adhered really well. Around the very edges, I used some more prosthetic and stippled it along the seam. This is going to cut down on any visible edges of the prosthetic. Next, I applied a little bit of powder, and yes, it is powder of the baby. Using a beauty blender, I applied my foundation, which is the All Nighter from Urban Decay. And to set everything in place, since I'm going to be hunting children, I used the Besame vanilla powder. For the brows, I'm using the Makeup Forever Sculpting Brow Kit, and I'm using the lightest shade in there to lightly define my brows. I don't want super defined, I want very soft brows for this. Next, I'm using the Makeup Forever Artist 4 palette, and this is an all matte palette, which is awesome. And I'm just applying the light skin tone color to my eyelid. And with that pinky brown from the same palette, I'm going to create some dark circles underneath my eye. I'm also going to apply a little bit of that brown eyeshadow underneath the eye, as well as to the inner corner of the eye, right underneath the brow, and also to the outer corner of the eye. I'm just going for a little bit of definition around the eye as well as an overall thick appearance. I did notice the lady in the movie does have a little bit of eyeliner, but it's a very soft color, so I'm using the Makeup Forever S50 Aqua XL pencil, and I'm lining the top of my eyelid as well as half of my bottom lid. Moving on to the prosthetic, I'm going to color the inside of the slit mouth using the Complexion palette from Skin Illustrator. And I'm using this dark red shade to really define that slit. You don't have to use an alcohol palette for this, you could use creams, whatever you have handy. I'm also going to be tinting the lips using the color Light Mauve from the Skin Illustrator palette. I like this color a lot because it gives you a nice translucent color to the lips. with a dark flesh tone palette, also from Skin Illustrator, I'm going to stipple this midnight brown color around the edges of the slit mouth. I'm applying this color with a stippling brush. This is the V-Neil number 4 texturing brush. I also decided I wanted a little bit of contour around my cheekbone, so I used that same pinky brown shade from the Makeup Forever palette and applied it lightly to define my face. To finish off Kuchisake Onna from Carved, I'm going to apply a wig cap, as well as this black wig that I bought at Wilshire Wigs. And that's a wrap on the Slit Mouth Woman. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me this Halloween season, and I really hope you check out Shudder. Again, all you horror fans out there can enjoy a free month of Shudder. I'll have a promo code linked below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow in a new video.